Hello all. In this particular tutorial, we will learn how to perform Oracle 12c to 19c upgrade, and this time we will cover how to do it manually. The, the steps are we need to install Oracle 19c Home, then we need to recompile the invalid objects in Oracle 12c, we need to gather the dictionary stats, and then we need to purge the recycle bin. Once that is done, we need to take the backup. For backup, configure the FRA if you have not already configured it. Convert the database to archive log if your database is not running in archive log already. Take full database backup and then create a guaranteed flashback restore point. Once all of this is done, we are now ready to do the pre-upgrade jar script. So there will be a pre-upgrade jar script. It's a Java utility. Run that particular pre-upgrade jar script. What it does is like it creates a pre-upgrade and post-upgrade fix-up script, and it actually tells us, it actually checks whether the database is ready for the upgrade, and if it is ready for the upgrade, if there are any things that we need to consider before upgrading and after upgrading. Once we have done the pre-upgrade jar, now it's time to do we need to shut down the listener, then we need to shut down the database, then we need to copy the files from Oracle 12c to Oracle 19c Home. What are these particular files? These are the init files, password file, listener.aura file, sql.net aura file. So all of these files will be copying from Oracle 12c to 19c Home. Once all of that is done, we will start the database in upgrade mode from Oracle 19c Home. That is very important. We need to start the database in upgrade mode from Oracle 19c Home. Then we will be upgrading the database, and there are two options. Either we can use the Perl utility or the DB upgrade utility. It's your choice, literally. I mean, like, you can do any which ways that you want. Once all of that is done, you can go ahead and modify the etc aura tab file. Now etc aura tab should point to the new or 19c Home, upgrade the time zone, run the post upgrade fixup script. These are the scripts that were generated by the pre-upgrade jar file. Verify the DBI registry, drop flashback restore point, change compatible parameter to 19, and then finally recompile invalid objects, gather stats, start the Oracle 19c listener, and check remote connectivity. So these are the high level steps of what we need to do. The most important part is the pre-upgrade jar, and you need to take care of your any pre-upgrade suggestions. You need to run them as part of pre-upgrade fix-up. And also remember that do not proceed without taking a backup. You need to make sure that there is a full RMAN backup. You need to make sure that you have a backup, and also create a guaranteed flashback restore point. Now that we have understood all of these points, let me go ahead and start the environment. So what we need to do is, as I mentioned, these are the softwares that I have used. I have used VirtualBox 7.6, Rail 7.8, sorry, it's 7.8, not 7.7, and the Oracle 19.3, and I'm upgrading from Oracle 12.2.1. I'll show you all of that. The first step, as I mentioned, is installing the Oracle 19c. So to install the Oracle 19c, download the Oracle 19c for Linux, extract, unzip it on the target server, create the necessary directories such as Oracle Home, Oracle Base, install the pre-install the Oracle database pre-install package, and then run the run installer as Oracle user to install the database home. Let's get on to this. So I'm connected to this particular box, and what I'm going to do is I have a database here, so Aura env. So the database name is test, and if I connect to this particular database, let me connect to this. This is the 12.2.01. so if I show you, select version from $v instance, you should be able to see. So that is, you can see that it is 12.2.0.1. This particular machine just have Oracle 12c installed. It does not have Oracle 19c installed. So we are going to install the Oracle 19c on this particular machine. So to do that, what we need to do is we need to create some directories for the Oracle. So I'll be installing the Oracle in this particular. I'll not be using the OPT product, etc. You can install wherever you want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create these two directories. So that's done. This is the directory for Oracle base. This is the directory for Oracle home. So now that we have created the directory, let's go ahead and unzip the Oracle software into this location. So I have already downloaded the software. So let me go to that particular location and so I have downloaded the particular software in this particular location. What I'm going to do is I'm going to unzip that particular software. So Oracle 19c release 3 Linux 64 into this particular location. This is going to be the Oracle home. This is the directory that we just created as a Oracle home. So we are going to directly extract this particular software, unzip it into the location, which is going to be your Oracle home for 19c. Now, remember one thing is like, if you have the patches, if you have the Oracle support account, go ahead and apply the patches. I'm not going to do that, but it is always a better idea to apply the latest patches which are available. Otherwise, you have to apply the patches at a later point in time after upgrade. So it's better to apply the patches before. Now, once the unzip is done, let's go to that particular directory. And here you will find the utility run installer. So use this particular utility to install your Oracle 19c. So I'm launching the run installer for 19c. And what we are going to do is it gives us two options: create and configure or set up a software only. We are going to say set up a software only. So click on next. Single instance, yes. If you are doing the upgrade in rack, you should choose the rack. If you are doing the upgrade in the single instance, go for single instance, because this particular database I'm upgrading is single instance. So I chose single instance. Enterprise edition, yes, go for enterprise edition. Specify where you are going to specify the Oracle base. So that's the Oracle base location, and specify the permissions. I'm not going to use the O install. I am using the DBA group, but if you want, you can use the Oracle O install. It's your choice. I'm not using the O install. I'm using the DBA group. So this is fine. Now, if you want to run the configuration scripts automatically, you can run them, or you can, it's your choice. Click on next. Is going to verify if all the prerequisites are met, which looks like have met, and I'm going to click on install. The install is going to take some time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video and come back once the installation is completed. So installation is almost complete. It is prompting us to run this particular script as a root asset. So I'm copied that. Let me launch one more putty session. So I'm going to the root. If you have the root account, you can say sudo su root, and you are logged in as a root, and you can run this particular script. So that's done. We have executed the script. I'm going to close this particular session, and I'm going to say okay, and the registration of Oracle database was successful. So we have successfully installed the Oracle 19c home. That's all good. Now the Oracle software is installed. The next part is the pre-upgrade. So what we need to do is we need to recompile invalid objects. Then we'll check whether there are any invalid objects, and then we will use the util rp, which is in the Oracle home rdbms admin location. So this particular package will recompile all the invalid. We will also gather the stats, the dictionary stats and fixed object stats. So we will gather this particular stats, and we will also purge the recycle bin, the DBA recycle bin. So we can do all of this together, or we can do one by one. So what I'll do is, like, I will not waste your time, my time. So I'm going to, I'll not check whether there are any invalid objects. I'm going to just do all of this together. So I'll run this, take this. I'm going to take all of these commands together, and I'm going to connect to the database. So what we need to do is we need to connect to our database. So cd aura env, the test, which is the database that we are going to upgrade, connect as SQL plus as sysdba, and three things I'm going to do. Rebuild, so I'm going to recompile the packages. Then I'm going to gather the stats. So this is the second step. I'm going to gather the dictionary stats and fixed object stats. And the third thing that I'm going to do is purge the recycle bin. So these are the three things. So rebuild, recompile the objects, gather the stats, and purge the recycle bin. So once all of that is done, now if our database is not in the recovery mode, if the FRA is not configured, then go ahead and configure the FRA, because what we need is we need to take the flashback. We need to take the flashback guaranteed restore point. We need to take the restore point, the flashback guaranteed restore point, which needs FRA. So we will be configuring the FRA, and we will also convert our database to archive log, because the flashback, to perform the flashback, to take the recovery point, guaranteed restore point, we need the database in archive log. So we will be converting the database to archive log, and we will take the rman full backup. And once that is done, we will be creating the guaranteed flashback restore point. So let's do that. So before doing that, this is all good. So let me clear the screen, and let me show you that this particular database is not in this particular database is in no archive mode. So this particular database, as you can see, is in the no archive mode, which means if I try to take a restore point, the guaranteed restore point, let's see whether I try, and you can see it will not work. So we need to enable the FRA, and we need to enable the FRA. So to enable the FRA, set these two particular parameters: the recovery file dest and the size of the FRA, and the location, the destination for your FRA, so where you are going to store the FRA. So set these two particular parameters. Convert the database into archive log. So we have to start up the database in mount mode. Alter database archive log. Archive log list will verify that our database is now into the archive mode, and then we will be opening the database. We will take the rman full backup. Once all of this is done, we will be taking the full backup. So we'll say backup database plus archive log, and we'll verify that the backup is present. Let's go ahead. So before doing that, we need to create a directory for FRA. So let's run all of these three commands together. So I've done that. That's all good. So FRA is set. So now if I show parameter recovery, so if I do this, then you can see the file dest is set, the size is set. That's all good, but our database is still in no archive mode. So you can see archive log list is no archive mode. That is another way you can verify this. You can see select log mode from v $database, and you can see the log mode is no archive log. So to convert the database in archive log, you will say shut immediate, start up the database in mount mode, alter database archive log, verify that it is in archive log, and you will open the database. So let me take all of these commands and hit enter. So it's going to shut the database, it's going to start up the database in mount mode, it's going to alter the database in archive log, and and then it's going to verify that it is in archive log mode, and then it's going to open the database. So these are the steps that this particular command. So we are converting our database from no archive log to archive log mode. So is currently, and you can see archive mode is enabled, and the archive destination is the FRA. So FRA is set to this one. And if I run the same command again, select log mode from v database, it was showing it has a no archive log mode. Now if I run that, it is archive log mode, which is same as here. So we have converted our database into archive log mode. Now let's go ahead and take an rman backup. To take the rman backup, set the Oracle environmental variable. That's done. And then connect to your database using rman target, and then you will say backup database plus archive log. So you can take the level 0 backup, I'm saying take the backup, the full backup, along with the archive log backup. So that's done. Make sure that you also take the control file auto backup. If the control file is is auto backup is not set, you take the backup of the control file as well. If auto backup is there, then you don't have to take the separate control file backup. So now let me exit, clear, connect, and verify that there is a backup using list backup. So I'm going to show you that I have got the full backup here. You can see I got the full backup and I also have the control file backup. So all of that is present in the everything seems to be good. So we have got the backup done. So now once the backup is completed, it's time to take the uh, it's time to create a flashback point. The to Before creating the flashback point, we will verify if there is one. So let me set some parameters. So that's done. Let me clear the screen and verify if we have any restore point. So the $v restore point will tell you if there is and no row selected. So I do not have any restore point on my screen. So I'm going to create a restore point. Pre-upgrade restore point. That's done. And I'm going to now verify if I have a restore point, and you can see I have a restore point pre-upgrade 19C. Guarantee yes, and it has been taken at on today, which is the time of recording. So that's all good. So we have successfully done we have successfully, so we have taken, we have converted, we have set the FRA, we have converted our database to archive log mode, we have taken the full backup, and we have also created a guaranteed flashback restore point. Now it's time to run the pre-upgrade script. Now this is an important part. This particular script actually tells us whether our database is ready for upgrade, and if it is not ready, what are the steps or what are the things that we need to take care of your upgrade. So now remember that this particular pre-upgrade, we need to run from the Oracle 19C home, not from the Oracle. And also in the Oracle 19C, this is a pre-shipped, it will be part of your installation. So it's not something that you have to download. If you have the Oracle support account, then you can always download the latest pre-upgrade.jar and unzip it. So you can use the latest one. You can download it from the Oracle website. But if you do not have the Oracle support account, then this particular pre-upgrade is what we are going to see. So use this particular pre-upgrade.jar and the Java. So remember that the environmental variable that we need to set the Oracle 19C 12C environmental variable. So we should be in the environmental variable should be the 12C. So if I say echo dollar Oracle home, if I show you this, then I am on my Oracle home is V12 database, Oracle base is V12 database, but the pre-upgrade utility that we are going to run, we are going to run it from the V19. So we are going to run it from the 19C home. So the pre-upgrade is present in RDBMS admin, and the Java it's a Java pre-upgrade. So we need to specify the Java file location, which is also present in JDK bin Java. So let's take that particular command. So we are now going to run this. There are two ways we can do. First, what it does is like we can specify file directory, and we can specify where the output of this particular file pre-upgrade goes, or we can say give the output on terminal text. So we can use terminal text so that we can see the output on the screen, or we can actually create a directory. So let me create a directory, a pre-upgrade directory. So let's do that. Now that particular directory will be empty. So clear the screen, make directory. Let's go to that particular directory, and lspwd. So this is the directory that I did. Clear the screen, and this particular directory is completely empty. Now what we are going to do is we are going to run this pre-upgrade. So let me take this full command and I'm going to paste it. And what I'm saying is, let me explain this command once again. So run a jre pre-upgrade.jar file dir and specify the location, the output location to this particular location, which is this directory which is currently empty. So it's going to create a pre-upgrade, post-upgrade SQL, and it's also going to create a pre-upgrade check log. So I have ran the command and give it a minute. And you can see the command is successful, and it says before the upgrade, run the pre-upgrade fix up. After the upgrade, run the post-upgrade fix up. So it tells us to run, and it also tells us where is the pre-upgrade log. So this is the pre-upgrade log. Keep a note of this directory and keep. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to also clear. So let me here, if you see, there is a pre-upgrade log that it was asking us to check. So I'm going to check that particular pre-upgrade log, and let's see what exactly it tells us. So now it's this particular component. So we are upgrading a test database from 12.2. So no patches applied. So I have not applied any patches, but again, I have mentioned that if you have patches, go ahead and apply. So from the compatibility parameter is 12.2. So from 12.2, we are going to upgrade this particular database to 19.0. It's hosted on Linux, 64 bits. And the database is archive log mode. It's an enterprise edition. These are the components that will be upgraded. And before upgrade, it tells us, the size of this particular table spaces is slightly small. Size of this particular table spaces is slightly small. So we need to increase it. So 470, it says, minimum 500, 810, 980, 32, 150, and 72, 439. So it's asking us to increase the size of this particular table spaces. And then it also, after the upgrade, it says we need to change the time zone from 26 to 32. So remember this, after the upgrade we need to change the time zone from 26, and this is after the upgrade. So it tells us to perform some of the actions, and to run the pre-upgrade, we need to run the pre-upgrade fix up. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to resize those particular sorry, what am I saying? So I'm going to resize as per the recommendation. I'm going to resize those table spaces. So let me run SQL plus as sysdba and resize those data files. So I've done all of those. I've resized all of those data files as per the recommendation. Now I'm going to clear, and now I'm going to run the same pre-upgrade.jar, but this time I'm not going to say file directory. What I'm going to say is terminal text. I'm going to see what it, and it's going to, instead of creating the directories, it's going to tell us, and it says, and you can see now that required actions is none. Before upgrade, required actions are none. So we have successfully taken care of that, and looks like all is good. Now, if you still want to run the pre-upgrade fixup.script, you can still run it. There might be some actions that it is doing manually, such as taking the update stats, etc. And you can see that right now I've run the pre-upgrade fixup. I've ran the pre-upgrade fixup, and this is informational only. This is for the recovery RCAT, the recovery catalog. If you are using the RMAN recovery catalog, you might have additional action. I'm not using the RMAN recovery catalog, so I'm not going to perform. So looks all good. So we are at the step. So let me explain what I've done at this moment. So I ran a pre-upgrade script. That particular pre-upgrade script gave us some actions. So I verified what is that in the pre-upgrade log. I ran the pre-upgrade fixup. I also modified these data files to match to what it was telling us. So this is what it was telling us. So I modified the data files to what it recommended. So then I re-verified. I ran the pre-upgrade script again, and this time it says that I have no actions, only the recovery catalog, which I'm not using. So I'm going to ignore that. So all good. Now it's actual time to start your upgrade. So what we need to do is we need to stop our database, stop the listener Oracle 12c. We need to shut down the database, and we need to copy the config file, the password and parameter file from Oracle 12c to 19c home. We need to copy the networking files, the SQLnet.aura, listener.aura. If you have used in the listener.aura, if you have used the Oracle Home, you need to change it to 19c. If you are in the SQLnet, you have got the allowed versions, etc., etc. The password case sensitivity, you might want to change it. I have not done that. And from the 19c home, you need to start up your database in the upgrade mode. This is very important. So what you need to do is you are going to shut down your database, stop the listener, shut down the database, copy the password file, parameter file, copy the SQLnet listener file, and then start the database in upgrade mode from the 19c home. You have to start the database in upgrade mode. So now let's go ahead and do that. So as I mentioned, the first thing is we need to stop the listener. So I'm into the Oracle 12c home. You can see I'm into the Oracle 12c home. So I'm going to stop the listener first. So lsnr stop listener. I'm stopping the listener. Then that's done. I'm going to connect to the database SQL plus sys DBA, and I'm going to shut the database. So shut immediate. I'm going to shut my database. So right now I'm shutting down my database. So that's the second step. The third step is copy the P file, the password file, and the SP file from your Oracle 12c home to Oracle 19c home. That's the third step. Then copy, so the database is shut down. Clear. Let me go to the Oracle home /dbs. This is the location where the SP file and the password file is stored. You need to copy the SP file. So you need to copy this to, let me put the pwd to grab the, so I'm going to copy this. So copy the SP file to the DBS location, but this time I'm copying it to the 19. So that's done. Copy the password file to the same Oracle 19c. That's done. So now if I go to that particular location, ls-l, you can see the Aura password file and SP file that we copied. Now we also need to copy the network, the sqlnet.aura and the listener .aura to the new home. So we need to copy that those files are present in network admin. So what I'm going to do is, you can see so I've not configured the SQLnet, so I'm not going to copy that. So I do not have that particular file. tnsnames.aura, I do not need it. So I'm going to just copy the listener name.aura. I'm going to copy it to 19c home. So that's done. If you have configured the SQLnet.aura, then copy it. I have not configured it, so there is no point of copying a file. The file does not exist. So now that everything is ready, we shut down the database, we stopped the listener, we copied the file. It's time to actually initiate the upgrade. Now, as I mentioned, the perform the upgrade, you have two options. You can use the Perl utility. The Perl utility is present in Oracle Home RDBMS admin. So this is where the Perl utility is present. And what we are going to do is we are going to run the sorry, let me put it this way. So catctlpl is the utility which will be present in Oracle Home RDBMS admin. We have to use the bin Perl to run. So we need to be, so let me so that is another option also. You can use the Oracle Home bin DB upgrade. So but before doing that, we need to be careful. Right now our environmental variable is set to 12c. So you can see it's set to 12c. So what we need to do is we need to set our environmental variable Oracle Home to 19c home. So I'm going to just take this particular location and I'm going to change this to 19. That's done. I'm going to take this particular variable, export Oracle base. I'm going to take this location, change it to 19, verify. That's done. So now if I do echo Oracle Home, you can see it is 19. And echo Oracle base, you can see it is 19. So I've changed. Now also we need to make sure that our Oracle SID is set to the database that we are going to upgrade. The database that we are upgrading is test. So I've done that. Now, what there are two options. I can just run Oracle Home DB upgrade. So I can run this. This is one, or I can run the Perl. So this particular package is present in Oracle Home. So if I go to this particular location, so let me take this particular location, and if I show you that under this you have this particular package ls-l, and also there will be this particular package, if you can see. And what we are going to do is we are going to run a Perl program which is present in Perl bin, Oracle Home Perl bin, and we are going to call these two utilities. So let me explain what I have done. So first thing is I have set the Oracle SID to, so let me echo Oracle SID, which is the database that we are going to upgrade. The database home is set to 19. The database base is set to 19. The database is currently in the shutdown mode. It's in the shutdown mode. And before running the actual Perl upgrade, I forgot we need to start the database in startup mode. So let me connect to SQL plus S DBA. And what we need to do is, currently this particular database is in shutdown mode. We need to start this particular database in startup upgrade mode. So this is what we are going to do. So once the database is started in the upgrade mode, so let's give it a minute for the database to start in the upgrade mode. Then what we are going to do is we are now going to run the Perl utility. We can also run the other. You can choose whatever you want. If you want bin upgrade, you can do this, or if you want to do this, you can do this. So I'm going to take this. I'm already in that location, but still no harm. So I'm going to run this particular utility, and the upgrade has started. So right now you can see the upgrade has started. Now what I can do is you can take a look at this upgrade.log. So there will be a lot of upgrade.logs, and it has identified that it is doing the number of CPUs is 2, database name is test, and parallel SQL process count is 4. So it's going to upgrade the database. So what you can if you go to this particular location, if you go to this temp, where is it? So, and the upgrade is going to take some time. So let me open one more session, and you should probably do this in no hub mode to avoid risking of your sessions not getting. So if I go to this particular location here under this, sorry, okay, so it has not I believe it has not generated that. So give it a minute. So, right. Okay, so let me go to this location. And you can see it is the reason why we got 4 files 0 1 2 3, because it is initiated 4 count of 4. So you can see it has initiated 4 count. So it's doing the upgrade in parallel. And what we can also do is, while it's doing this, we can go to the Oracle 12c diag info. So cd/dbi/ keep a note of your trace file. Where is your trace file for the Oracle 12c? So I'm going to go to the location of this ls-l, go to the diag location. Under this you will find rdbms, under this you will find test, under this you will find test, under this you will find trace, and under this you should be able to find the alert test.log, clear the screen, tail -f. So I am under the trace location for 12c home, and if you do tail -f, if you follow this, you can see that it's right now it's doing the upgrade. So in the background it's doing the upgrade. Now the upgrade is going to take time, so I'm going to pause the video. Remember what I said is, probably you should start this particular upgrade command the upgrade that I ran, was Perl. You could also use the DB upgrade. So I ran the Perl. The that remember that when you run this particular command, try to do it in no hub and without disconnecting ampersand mode. So even if your session gets disconnected, or then still the upgrade is running in the background. I have not done that, but in the production environment, it's always better to do this in a no hub and making sure ampersand is used at the background. So let's wait for some time. I'm going to pause this particular video and come back almost when this particular upgrade is about to be done. As you can see, the database is upgraded successfully. Upgrade summary located here. And what it does is like it shuts down the database at the end. So we started the database in the upgrade mode. And once this particular command runs, this particular command completes, it actually stops the database. So if I run ps -ef grep pmon, you should be able to see that there is no pmon process. Now what we need to do is we are now at the final steps. We are going to modify our etc aura tabs to reflect that the Oracle home for your new database or upgraded database is 19c. So let me do that. So I'm going to edit this particular file. This is still pointing to 12c home. I'm going to comment it out, and I'm going to add another entry in this particular file, which is for the 19c home. So I'm going to add that. That's done. I'm going to save that, clear, verify that that's what I have done. So tail etc aura tab, and you can see the 12c home is commented out and 19c home is been added. Now let me set the environmental variable. Now if I now export echo, if I do echo dollar Oracle home, you can see it is set to 19 and base is set to 19. So that's all good. Now if I go SQL plus sys DBA, and if I say startup, if the database comes up perfectly fine, then probably things have gone good and upgrade has got successful. So now if I show you some things, I'll show you show parameter compatible. This particular parameter will still be set to 12. So this particular parameter is set to 12.2. But if you see select version from $v instance, if I look at the version from $v instance, you can see the version is at 19. So our database is successful, but the compatible parameter is set to 12.2. Now we can change it now, or we will change it at a later point in time. So we have some more things to be done before we change that particular parameter. So what we need to do is we need to upgrade the time zone. To upgrade the time zone, we are going to first verify the time zone. We need to upgrade from 26 to 32. So if there are some changes, there are some changes that have happened across the world, and that is the reason that we need to change this particular time zone from 26 to 32. So we need to change it. But before doing that, we need to run some few scripts. So what are the scripts is count stats. So we need to run from rdbms admin count stats count star, then check for the time zone upgrade and apply the time zone. This particular script is not going to do anything. It's going to verify if it is ready for the upgrade of the time zone. So this is just a verification, and this is going to actually make the changes. Now remember what are these particular scripts? So I'll give you. So this particular script updates the optimizer, actually shows the optimizer statistics for how many rows with the timestamp with the time zone data. And remember that there is a count star. So if the stats are not updated, then probably do not run this particular script, because this particular script is going to take some time. Now also, if you run this particular script, you don't have to run this particular script. So if you run this particular script, then you need not run the count star. So you don't have to run this, but I just kept it. So this is the main if you run this, no need to run this. This takes time. So if you have not updated the optimizer statistics, then probably skip this and go for this. This is just a verification. It doesn't do any changes. It checks whether your system is ready for the upgrade, and this is the one which is going to actually upgrade the time zone. Now remember one thing, this particular script restarts your database 2 times without confirmation. So without confirmation, it will restart your database 2 times. So now that we have seen that currently our version is at 26, let's go ahead and run this particular script one by one. So I'm going to run the first script, and that's done. I'm going to run the second script, and that's done. I'm going to run the third script, which is the main one, which is going to check if it needs an upgrade, and newest is determined. See, we are at 26 and we need to go to 32. So it has identified that there is a new time zone version. So that is, and the final script, and this particular script is going to restart the database 2 times. So I'm going to run the final script, and this particular script is going to restart the database 2 times without confirmation. So if you can stop now, but you can see the restarting the database in upgrade mode, and it's going to restart. This script will restart the database 2 times. So it's going to take some time. So I'm going to pause the video and come back. And what I forgot to mention is, when you are doing this upgrade, do not try to do any insert or any data changes. So make sure that there is nothing else running. So when you do this time zone upgrade, do not try to do any insert or anything like that. So that's done. And now I'm going to run the final script. So let me clear the screen. I'm going to run the final script. We were on version 26. And now if I run what time zone version file that we are using, you should be able to see we are at 32. So the time zone has also been done. Now we are going to verify if there are any post upgrade fix up that we need to do. So we are going to run the post upgrade fix up to check if there are any post upgrade fix up that we need to run. And it's going to check, and it's going to again gather the stats, and it's going to, I do not know whether it validates the invalid objects, but it's going to do some actions. And you can see old time zone exists. It is pre-upgrade issue is remediated. Yes. Further DBI action, no. Symlinks, none. Post dictionary, none. Post fix objects, informational only. So looks like we have got everything in place. Now let's verify the DBA registry component. So let's verify the DBA registry component to make sure that all the components have been upgraded. And you can see all the components are at 19 and they have been upgraded. So they were at 12 and they were ready for upgrade, waiting for the upgrade, and now all of these components have been upgraded. So that's all good. Now what we are going to do is, we are at the point where we can drop the flashback restore point. So remember, we took a restore point. Let me make this a little better. So remember, we took a restore point, and what we are going to do is we are going to drop that particular restore point. So let me clear the screen. Let me paste this, and I'm going to select that particular restore point. So let's see, and this is the pre-upgrade restore point. Now that upgrade is completed, we can say we can go ahead and drop that particular restore point that we created. So let's run the drop restore point command. So I'm going to take this command and I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it. And once that restore point is dropped, then we can see at this moment we cannot go back, but remember, we still have the backup. So if we want, we can go back, but we can't use the flashback to go back. So that's done. Finally, the compatible parameter, as I mentioned, the compatible parameter is set to 12. So that is currently 12. And since we have upgraded our database, and if everything works fine, then it's time to change this particular parameter to 19. Remember, we can't change it back again. If once it is upgraded, you cannot go down. So be careful, and only when all the things are validated, go ahead and change that particular parameter. So let's do that. And I'm going to, uh, I'm that particular parameter changes. We need to change that in the scope is equal to sp file. It is not a dynamic parameter. I can't change it in both. That particular parameter needs a restart. So I've changed that particular parameter in sp file. Then I'm stopping the database, shutting down the database, starting it again, and then once that is done, I will verify that that particular parameter is changed. So it's still not started. Give it a minute. Let me exit clear. Okay, I guess I did not initiate the startup. So let's give it a minute. And then I've said show parameter compatible. I've already pasted that particular command. So once, and you can see the compatible parameter has been changed to 19. So at this moment, we are almost through. And what we need to do is we now need to, if there are any invalid objects, recompile those objects if there are any. So I'm going to just do that one more time. It's not going to harm. If there are none, it's not going to do anything. So I'm going to recompile any invalid, and I'm going to execute the dictionary stats once again. So I'm going to do that once that is done. So let me paste those two commands also. So I pasted that. And now what we are going to do is we are going to test that we are able to connect to this particular database from remote. So that we remember we stopped the 12c listener. So we are going to start the 19c listener. So let me connect to this particular session, set the environmental variable, which is nothing but the 19c environment. So aura env test lsnr ctl start listener. You don't have to specify name, and you can see it is starting from 19 home. The listener has started, and we are going to test the remote connectivity. So as you can see, the listener has successfully started. I've launched the SQL developer. Let me create a new connection, test database users. I'm connecting as a sysdba. So I'm going to give sys password, save password, so that I'm not getting prompted. The name of the machine, the remote machine, which is 192.168. You can give the host name or the IP address, the port 1521, the listener port. As you can see, our listener is running at port 1521, and I'm going to say the name SID, which is test same, and I'm going to do the test. And that seems to have worked. So you can see the connection has been successful. If the connection is not successful, look at the parameter, look at your local listener parameter. So look at your local listener, it's not set. So since it is not set, if you do alter system register, then by default it will get registered to 1521 because that's a default port. So set. If you are using a non-default port, then probably what you can do is like you can use alter system set local listener, and you can say host, the host name or the IP address, and port, whatever port you are using, you can set this particular parameter, and you can connect to. So we have tested that we are able to connect to our database from remote. So if I run select name comma open mode comma version from v dollar, why am I doing this, v dollar database comma v dollar instance, you should be able to see that our database test is in read write, and it is at 19. So with this, we have successfully upgraded our database from Oracle 12c to Oracle 19c. This particular tutorial, and let me repeat, this particular tutorial was done on Red Hat Enterprise Linux 7.8. You can see it has been done on Red Hat Enterprise Linux 7.8. I'm using Oracle VirtualBox. This particular and Oracle VirtualBox 7.6 is used for this particular tutorial. We successfully upgraded a database. We successfully upgraded Oracle 12c to Oracle 19c. And in this particular tutorial, we learned how to do the upgrade from 12c to 19c manually. I'll also cover how to do this particular upgrade using DBUA, where life our life becomes very easy because some of the steps that we mentioned here, we do not have to do them when we are using the DBUA. We don't have to do them. We can just do the upgrade. So our our life becomes very easy if we are going to use the DBUA, and I'll cover that particular tutorial, that particular video in some other, or that particular tutorial in some other video. But these were the high level steps. We installed the Oracle 19c, we recompiled invalid objects, we gathered the dictionary sets, we purged recycle bin, we configured the FRA, we converted database to no archive log mode, we took rman full backup, we created a guaranteed flashback restore point, we ran pre-upgrade JavaScript, we checked pre-upgrade logs, we ran pre-upgrade fixup script, we shut down the listener, we shut down the databases, we copied init file, password file, sqlnet.aura, in my case it was not there, and listener.aura file from Oracle 12c to Oracle 19c home. We started the database in upgrade mode. When we started the database in upgrade mode, we started it from Oracle 19c home. We did the upgrade using cat ctlpl. You could have also done the upgrade using the db upgrade. Once the upgrade is completed, we modified the etc aura tab to reflect that we are into the new home. We upgraded the time zone. We ran the post upgrade fixup script. We verified the DBA registry to check all the components are upgraded. We dropped the flashback restore point. We changed the compatible parameters to 19. And finally, we recompiled invalid objects, gathered the stats again, started the Oracle 19c listener, and we checked the remote connectivity. I hope this particular tutorial was useful. In this particular tutorial, we learned how to perform Oracle 12c to 19c upgrade manually. Thank you for watching. If you do like the channel, if you do like the content that I'm uploading, do subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in next tutorial. Bye bye.